our elder Bohito Ciba-Inaru is going to do a presentation on healing stones. So a lot of people know about healing plants, but we'll be learning about healing stones. So at this time, I will ask Bohito Ciba-Inaru to introduce herself. Well, no, you know what, you don't even, I can introduce. Bohito Ciba-Inaru, also known as Colette Colette the Wanderer, who is our elder. She does a lot of work with healing stones and crystals for several decades, and she's here to share with us all about this medicine that is important. So, Bohito, the stage is yours.
Okay. So greetings and salutations and blessings, enough blessings, you know. So hopefully I can just impart some knowledge, because the knowledge of stones is never ending. I mean, I've been dealing with stones for over 40 years. And the more I know is the more I love them, the more I interact with them, is the more I realize how very important they are. And as our chief said, it's like the plants, you know. It's like if you don't have the knowledge, how will a healing plant help you? You have to have the knowledge. You have to know that mint will and ginger, and you know what it does. Ginger will help if you have a little thing in the stomach, but if it's too acidic, maybe it might be too much for you. You might have to take something a little bit more soothing, like a little mint tea or so. So, you know, I will have people who will come to me and say, boy, you know, you have to guard it, it's God. I said, hold on a second. Who you think made the stones? Who made the stones? Who made the stones before make man? You know, and I said, if you're a religious person, and I, you know, can't try to battle with anybody, all I'm asking, read your Bible, read Genesis. And in Genesis, you know, you'll see how much they spoke of the stones, especially when they were building the temple, and how important it was that certain stones were there, like jasper and rose quartz and amethyst, and you know, a whole pile of them. They were to be there, and they were to be there put in specific positions. And even the children of Israel, you know, 12 tribes, each one of the sons had a stone, was given a stone for that, you know, to carry them through, to help them. So, you know, anybody, you know, with who are part of that group that we have out here, 12 tribe group, they all have a stone, you know, given to them, assigned to them. So my whole thing started with the stones when there was just a period when crystals were really, really, really important. There were everybody was into crystals, write-ups on crystals, and I found out about that, and I thought, wow, I would love to get a crystal. And also amethyst, you know, because I was even more attracted to the amethyst, because the amethyst was a very spiritual stone. You know, the high priest had it on his breastplate, and I think one of the priests, they used to wear it in their ring. And so it's very spiritual, helps you to sleep, keeps you calm. Actually, one of the other things it does is if you have somebody who is like an alcoholic or is taking, you know, drinking too much or so, it actually helps with that. It helps them to ease off the liquor or whatever addiction it is that they have. So that is something which I can even give you an example. A girlfriend of mine contacted me. She lives in the States, and she was saying, boy, my son, you know, I love him so much, but him have this thing with the drinking, you know, Colette, look and see, you know, what stone. And I remembered, you know, the amethyst. So I sent a necklace up to her. And and she said, Colette, God bless you. You know him stop the drinking. Him just stop the drinking. She was so happy. But I mean, people think a stone, you know, how a stone going to do that? But it actually works. So amethyst for me, I used to, at the time, I gave myself the name The Wanderer, but I used to travel a lot. I used to go to Brazil a lot, and Peru, and all over the place. And I used to always wear my amethyst, which looks kind of like this. I don't know if you can see it. It's purple, but some of them are a lot darker. Like this is an amethyst cluster. This is how it grows. It's a geode. If you don't judge a book by its cover. So if you buck up a geode, it's like a ball, and the outside is like this. This is not pretty. You know, this is rough and crusty and ugly, right? But when you break that geode open, this is what you find. And some geodes have citrine inside, some have quartz inside, you know. So I traveled with my my amethyst whenever I went away, because sometimes I'd be nervous, I have trouble sleeping. You put it under your pillow and it helped you to sleep properly. And you know, so all the stones, as I said, as I was, you know, I'll always digress, but all the stones have a benefit. And if you find most of the indigenous people of the world, they know about the stones because they live close to the earth, and they know the benefits. And you'll find that even the Native Americans, the Africans, Aborigines from Australia, the Chinese, the Japanese, Indians, most of them attribute the same benefit. Even though all those people, and these are the indigenous people, these are some of the ones that don't travel all over, you know, them stay at them yard, basically. You know, but they all believe that the stones have the similar benefit. Because I even studied Ayurveda, which is a 5,000-year-old Indian medicine. And the same thing, even in Ayurveda, same benefits. They use the crystals and the stones as part of healing. The Native Americans use it as part of healing. The Africans use it as part of the healing. And for other things too, even to help the terrain. Like there was one thing they used to do in if this is the Native Americans, if the land is like in a more kind of shady area, what they would do is they would, these are quartz crystals. If you see, they have different points and they're shaped in triangle at the point. It's like a triangle, different ones too, because the different ones have different meanings. Because a lot of things to actually learn, you know. But what they would do is they would grind up the crystal, the same crystal I'm showing you. They would grind this up, and then they'd put it in a cow horn and seal it and bury it. Bury it for a few years. Then when they take it out now, it's like it's become crystalline, just shiny, shiny, shiny. And now they would pour it over those areas of that mountain. Abundant, these little things, and I mean, they probably, I just happen to know about it because I had read about it in a Native American book. But probably did the same thing in Australia, maybe the same thing in Africa, you know. A lot of the things that we would have known were lost to us when we came as slaves here. For those who are Maroon, which I am also Maroon. My grandmother is a Maroon. I have her birth calabash. I'm very proud of it, and I'm very proud of her. But I also am part Taino as well. So, so a lot of the things were lost to us, but the ones who escaped to the mountains and mixed also with the Taino, they were able to save some of their teachings from their, you know, original homes. And we thank God for that, you know. So lots of the tonics that we have and the baths that we have, you know, a lot of those things have been handed down. So I'm really grateful for that we didn't lose, you know, everything. So I didn't know if Kasik had wanted me to speak on specific stones. He had kind of given me an idea. But I will tell you, I know most people would be interested in this stone. One of my favorite stones. It's a green stone. This is called aventurine. This is the polished one. I also have the rough one. Sometimes some people prefer the rough, some people prefer polished. But I'm sorry. And also called the money stone. Is somebody asking something? Also called the money stone. But all green stones, whether it's is somebody asking me something? I can hear somebody.
Just a moment, I'm reconnecting.
But I can't hear.
Oh,
Oh,
reconnecting to the internet. That was so making sure
oh, okay.
good connection. You can show us the
So what did you lose? What was it?
no, but it was just the part with the green stone. You can show us the stone again.
Okay, sure.
Oh, okay.
That's
Serpent.
those are polished.
Question.
So that's called aventurine.
Aventurine. Okay.
Yeah.
And he said
So,
that
so,
money
so the
stone.
aventurine is it's called a lucky stone. That it does actually bring you luck, but it also brings you money.
Mm.
And I prove that. That is proven. Anytime I'm broke, I go for my aventurine. Or if I'm doing a fair, I wear my aventurine necklace. And trust me, I get a something. It might be a whole heap, but I get something. And yeah, I find it really, really good. But among other stones, whether it be jadeite or jade or malachite or aventurine, they work on the heart. So they work on the heart in two ways. They work on the physical heart, like if you have heart problems, blocked arteries, stuff like that. Or if you have emotional heart problems, heartache, love ache, you and your person mash up and you're pining. So it works on the heart, like I said, both physical and emotional. So for me, it's a very valuable stone. It's not an expensive stone, funny enough. But for me, the aventurine is a very, very valuable stone. Sorry? I did show you the quartz, right? And I told you that was the one that people were focused in back in the day. Probably we call it like God in the 70s, maybe like the 70s or so. And they have different shape, different points, but they always have 6 sides. And they always have an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle is that if you remember your school days, isosceles triangle is a triangle that is equal on, I think it's equal on the 3 sides, or 2 sides are equal, and then the bottom side is shorter. So I was out of school a long time, so I don't quite remember, but I know that it always has an isosceles triangle in the point. And what is great about the crystal, it works on all chakras. The chakras are the energy centers in the body, of which I think there are 8. There are actually more. There's some above the head, which most people don't know about. What we're going to just go with 7. Go with 7. But it works on all. In other words, it works on the entire body. To just make a long story short, it works on the entire body. But not only that, when you wear crystal, for a quartz crystal, whatever stone you're wearing, say I was wearing a I was wearing a aventurine, and I decided to add a crystal to the necklace. What it does is it makes the whole thing of it stronger. It strengthens, it activates the other stone. Any stone that it's worn with, it activates that stone, so it's even more powerful. So that's a good stone to have. It's a stone that works on the entire body, and it also activates any stone that it's worn with. So that's pretty powerful.
Bohito,
Yes.
question, and then we'll open the floor for questions from the audience. My question is, are there any best practices that you recommend? That's one. And then 2, are there...
No, wait. Don't go to the second one. So let me get clarity on what you're asking me, the first one. Are there any what?
Best practices, you hearing me?
What do you mean by best practices?
As in, I know we've had conversations before, and you share that, sometimes why people not getting the best out of working with stones is because there are practices that they may be doing, or how they're grouping stones that it works.
Okay, okay, I get you. So let me answer that first.
Yes.
Let me answer it for that first. Okay. So I have, I find lots of times that people, them want, them have the stones and like them want wear the whole of them one time and blah, blah, blah. Instead of walk through and all 6 necklaces them have with the different stone. No, what they would have needed to have done to wear those 6 necklaces is to know what the benefit of each of those stones is. Because guess what now? Like I said to you, the amethyst is calming and, soothing. And if you can't sleep, you put on the pillow, that spiritual, that kind of thing. Now, supposing they had decided to have the amethyst and decide to wear it with this stone, a red stone. This is a carnelian. Now, the carnelian is a high energy stone. It's a sexual stone. You understand? So, I had a lady come into my shop once. I remember she came in and, I always have to have them like stories, but sometimes you learn things better through a story. So she came in, she had heard about me and she came in and she had wanted, it was an amethyst she had wanted. But I had her sit down beside me because she just looked so out of it. And we were talking. So I said, what's wrong? What's happening with you? And she was saying, she was like, she could barely even hold up. She was in the chair, and she could have still barely hold up herself, right? She just limp. I said, what's wrong? But what I got from her was her family was taxing her, man. She had to do everything. She had to pay this, she had to go do that. She was overworked. She was just out of it. So I said, no, my love. Amethyst is not what you need. Amethyst is not the stone for you. I'm going to show you the carnelian. And I gave her the carnelian because what that carnelian does, it energizes you. It gives you that, it's a fire, a stone. It works on the whole, that groin area. That's why the whole sexuality even come in. But what it does is it energizes you. It gives you the drive and it gives you, she said, so she took my advice. She said, all right, I'm going to get that. She got the necklace and she wore it and she left. And I didn't hear from her for a little while because she had told me that she was a poet. And I didn't even say, really, I just never got that vibe from her, that whole creative thing that a poet needs to have. Anyway, she sent me a message on the internet, on Facebook or something like that. She had my link and she said, Colette, this stone work. I'm going to come and see, but I'm sending you a poem. So she sent me a poem. And the poem was magnificent, one fantastic poem. You know what I mean? I'm saying, wow. So she eventually came. She came to the shop. I never even recognized her. The woman was standing up straight and strong and tall. And she said, Colette, look at me. And it's true. I was like, wow. And she said, but come to get the other stone. No, she come to get the amethyst, which was okay. She could get the amethyst. It still wouldn't be okay for her to wear the two of them together. Because like I said, it's 2 different benefits. But she could deal with the amethyst now because she had gotten back her energy and her vitality and all of that. So yeah, so you have to know the stones you are wearing. Don't just wear a stone. Don't bother take my word for it because you're all on our phone and internet and things. You can just Google and whatever. Find out what the benefit of the name of the stone. Just find out. You don't have to have a book nowadays. Even though I have tons of books because I like the information. But you look and you don't put certain stones with certain stones. So when somebody have 6 stones and them don't even know what that stone doing, one stone is negating the other. So what them have? Nothing. End up with nothing. So that's one of the things I always advise. Know your stones, know what you're wearing, and make sure you're not wearing opposites, things that are going to be the opposite of what you are actually looking for. Is that okay, Kasi?
Yes, thank you.
Kasi gone?
Are there no?
I'm here.
So what was your number 2?
Well, no, your number 1.
What was your number 2?
Your number 1 capture all the things I wanted to ask. So I go and check with the
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
All right.
it spoke on, in your best practices, you also touched on, some of the, I don't call it, some of the myths that are out there where people think they can wear multiple stones for multiple things and it's just going to do all of these things at the same time, when you really have to balance them out. So I appreciate, sharing that.
One little thing, let me just share this in case this question is not asked, because this is also very important. You must cleanse your stones. And when I say cleanse them, I don't mean necessarily be like bathing them, you know what I mean? No, I mean cleansing them. Because what happened is with the stones, it's all about vibration. That's the most important thing about any stone. It's the vibration. And remember the vibration coming from the earth, you know. But different stones will pull a certain kind of vibration towards them. So when I sell a stone to a necklace to somebody or a stone to somebody, I'm handling it. A bit of my vibration is going on it. You understand? So once I sell it to some, I make sure and cleanse it. I have a stone called selenite. You can put it on the selenite for 5 minutes and it's cleansed and energized, right? The same amethyst cluster, which is what I showed you, the big one. This is what I knew of before that. So I just found out about that selenite probably about 8 years ago, right? This you can put it on the cluster. This is what is called a cluster, but you have to leave it there for 5 hours, right? The other way, more common, which is what I used to do before, I would always go to the beach, have a jug or something, collect the sea water, carry it home, and then I'd get a bowl and put my stones in there and put the seawater in there, and you leave that overnight or at least for about 8 hours. And that cleanses it. Then you rinse it off, and then you put it either in the sunlight or the moonlight. And that energizes it. Right? So you have that. And the other one, which I don't tell what people to do, you can bury it, because that's coming, it's going to its mother, it's going home. That is going to the energy it start off with, you know, so all the human touch and take gone. Stay there overnight. But what I always say is, you have to mark the spot. I've known people to bury the stones and can't find it. But it's true. It's true, you know, to what I tell you. I'm saying, I'll collect my brother, something. No, I just can't find me. Look. What can I tell you? Mark it. You know, but that's it. You have many ways that you can cleanse the stones, but just don't get a stone from somebody, brother. You don't know what is on a person's heart. You don't know what kind of person they really are. You just don't know. You can't read somebody's face and know. Most of us can't anyway. So it's always best cleanse the stone before you start applying it to yourself or wearing it or so. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Bohito. I'm going to check.
You're very welcome.
Any
You're very welcome.
questions from the audience? So any questions, anyone? Have a question?
Thank you for that. I have 2 questions. The first one is when you were talking about how they crush the quartz and bury it, and then they poured it on something, you went out, so we couldn't hear what happened.
Oh, what they did is they buried it in a cow horn, right? They buried it in the cow horn, then they sealed it, and then they kept it. I think it was for a couple. I have it written down somewhere. You know, I have it in one of my books for a couple of years. Let me see if I see it nearby. The Indians, it's called crystal again. The problem. They would select a large crystal, grind it into small particles, then take these in a large hollow cow's horn, which they then buried in the earth for a year. When retrieved, this resembled fine crystalline powder, which they scattered over the hillside. At the points where the sun rays did penetrate, they were magnified, providing light for all crops subsequently planted.
Thank you for that. And
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
my other question was, I hear a lot about activating crystals. So we hear like cleansing, and then people say you have to activate it and align it with you so it can work for you and with you. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Okay, no, I never said that though. What I said was, I said you have to cleanse it and then energize it. I've never aligned my stones with myself. Once I cleanse it and I energize it, then it's the natural stone coming from the natural source, and it's the natural me. There's no other vibration between us. You understand what I'm saying? Now, some people might want to go the extra mile and maybe say a special prayer. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. But I'm just saying, you don't really have to.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have 2 questions for you. First question is about cleansing, your thoughts on using Palo Santo or using Palo Santo.
Sorry, I'm not hearing.
Yeah, my first question is thoughts on using Palo Santo or sage to clean stones, red stone and stone.
Okay, now I have Palo Santo, which I love. I have sage also. I don't sell those anymore. I used to. I don't sell. I've said for me, funny enough, I don't know why. It's just me. As much as I love the Palo Santo, I really love the Palo Santo. I love the smell of it and everything. I find the sage kind of every second it out, every second it out, every second it out. With the Palo Santo, it time to, but I never did, since that was not what how I started off. I started off cleansing with the sea salt water. I never did berry, and I did I did the amethyst. Those are the things because I have an affinity for sea salt, sea, beach. I love the beach. I love the sea. I love it. I love that. So I kind of do the things that resonate with me personally. So yeah, everybody have to do what resonate with them. That's why I give people options. These are the things I know work, and I know I did not say sage and Palo Santo, but they are supposed to work. It's just like when you're going into a circle and they smoke you around and thing before you go and blah blah blah. You know, same. So if that call to you, that as a way you would want to, then you do it. You go with your gut feeling. That's the way I see it. You go with your gut feeling. The great thing is that you have options. Now the selenite is so simple for me. I mean, I sleep with a big chunk of selenite in my bed. It's right there. And usually I just want to just take off my stones. So I wear stones pretty much every day. Because there's something, there's always something I need to get done, or I need it for some reason. I just like to have it, a stone, a different stone, whatever it is. If I'm going into Kingston, I use the black tourmaline. I started making it for myself, and now other people have asked me to make for them like this. I use the black tourmaline and I attach it to the selenite, because black tourmaline, as protective as it is, if it becomes saturated like a sponge, it not gonna protect you no much more. As a matter of fact, it will have the opposite. It's gonna come back like a boomerang, that negativity. So I tell people when they buy black, I say, listen, you have to remember to cleanse it, yeah? You have to remember to cleanse it more than any other stone that you have. And I know people don't remember. I know it. Even myself, sometimes I say, something, I made one for myself. I say, oh, okay, because when I travel on the highway with the car, them and the taxi, them and the whatever, I'm scared. And I wear it. I never go into Kingston without my black tourmaline. But now I have the because the selenite is also protected. And not only that, it's cleansing, and it's angelic. You feel like you have the angels around you. It's just everything I need when I'm making a trip into Kingston on that road and highway and all of that kind of thing. So it's what resonates with you, and you will find what resonates with you. I do love selenite. Selenite, I find to be the most awesome stone. As simple as it is, it's a simple stone, but it's, boy, me just love it. I found out that if you put selenite and black tourmaline together, same, that's to say, it's the same cleansing thing, that is when I decided to do it like that. Is when I found that thing. If you put those two, just put it on like a corner at the front door of your house. And people are gonna say me I do obia. Nothing like that. It's just knowledge, right? You put the selenite and the black tourmaline at the front of your house. I do it on the inside. I have one right, and people, how much people come in my house, them not see. Them don't know, it's just subtle. It protects the entire house. That's a nice thing to have. That's a nice thing to have. So that's what I do.
My second question is about when a bracelet or the crystal leaves you in whichever way. What are your thoughts on what to do next? So
sorry, I'm not here. I'm not hearing you clearly.
If I have a bracelet that breaks or a chain that burst and the crystal decides it's going on the floor, what are your thoughts on why?
Oh, so you said that if you're wearing a bracelet with a stone or a necklace with a stone and what, the leather breaks, something breaks?
Correct.
That's what you're saying. What's my take on that?
Yes, correct.
Okay, I'm going to tell you my take on that. It all depends, because I can tell you from my own experience. I like to give my own experiences. What is better than your own experience? That thing of, if it's just something that the leather did wear out. You was wearing one and the leather wear out and it dropped and maybe the stone break. That's nothing. That's just life. That's just The stone, you didn't need to change the letter. That's what it means. That's what that means. But if you have a stone and it's just almost like it jump out and drop and break, that's a warning. And I'll tell you how it saved me. I don't remember what the stone was. Just when I was living in Kingston and I had the stone. All right? I don't remember what I was doing with it. All I know is like the stone just jump out and drop on the ground and break. I said, rotted. I mean, I like that. That's weird. So I had to go somewhere. I was leaving shortly. I had to go somewhere. So I drive out and I turn on to Hope Road and I just turned left almost by Priory. And there was like a bus that had stopped. So I'm about to now overtake the bus, you know, because that means I'm going to get stuck behind this bus, overtake the bus, and just somebody said, remember the stone, remember the stone. And so I'm looking at the rear view mirror, backside, I rotted. I don't know whether it was a truck or a bus. I would have been a dead person had I not looked in that rear view mirror. And I wouldn't have looked in the rear view mirror if I didn't remember the stone had just jumped out and broken. So that, yeah, I got a warning. And thank God I took it. I couldn't believe it was just so close. It was like, you know, peace and peace. No, I'm not telling a lie. I'll never forget that. So I can tell you with all honesty, if you check it out, you don't just take things as something a warning or something bad or something. Don't take it as negative. What was the situation? Was it something that was going to happen sooner or later? That's a different thing. But if it just in a very unusual way, just jump out everything and broke, that's a warning. Look out. Be careful.
Hello, I'm a little late. I don't know who spoke to this about the stones and how.
For some reason, I'm not hearing you guys. I'm not hearing you good at all.
I wanted.
But Kasi, how I can get to hear better?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't hearing that lady over there.
Yes. So I came a little late. I don't know who spoke to how to get the maximum effects from the stones, if you should wear it as a necklace, a bracelet, or put it under your pillow, if you could speak to that.
Okay. What did I say about the stone? What is the really important thing about any of the stones? You remember me saying that? Tell me. Let me hear if you're listening. What did I say was the most important thing about the stone?
I came a little late, but what I did hear you speak on was making sure you're using the right stone for the right effect and making.
Okay, yeah, that is true, but no, that's not the most important. The more thing is this stone is the vibration. It's a vibration. So like you get a stone now for anyway, maybe money, same say for money. And you have it way over there on your night dresser, your dresser. You're up and down on the road, you're this, you're that, maybe even go to your business place and thing. That stone not helping you. You're not feeling the vibration of that stone. That stone is on your dresser and you gone about your business. See me? I have this on, I always, 9 to 10 times, I have on a stone. There's always something I need from the stones. There's just so many things that they can do for me. Sit there. You wear best, you wear it. So I choose to wear mine around my neck. They have the bracelets, but you have to make sure most of the bracelets I see around place are not real stones. Them come from China. Them look pretty, you know. But unless you really know stones, you take a chance. I wouldn't lie to you. I was telling you the living truth. So I usually prefer to, sometimes people will pick a stone and then I wrap it for them. So them know it's their stone. Them know they saw it in the raw. Even polished stones, if you don't know your stones, are suspect because people see it as a money earning thing. And especially China, China people, not disrespecting them, but I'm into their money. You know that. Who don't know that? Why? So a lot of fake stones are out there. I mean, I've gone to fairs and I look but I don't say nothing because that's not my place to do that. But I've seen the bracelets, all some colors that you never see no stones in them color there. And then fake stuff, fake stuff. So the import you could, whether it's as a bracelet or as a necklace or earrings, the point is you must be able to feel the energy. You must be able to feel the energy. If you can't feel the vibration, it's not going to be doing that much for you. And that's the living truth that I'm telling you. Not going to be doing much for you. You know, like I said, you keep it on your dresser. You think if people in the shop, they want the money, then they keep the aventurine or the citrine or garnet. Garnet is another good one for business. That stone is good for getting money for a business. They keep it right there on their desk. So not only is it near to the business where they want to generate funds for, but it's also near to them. Them could be talking on the phone and pick up the stone and have it in their hand for a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? But when you have to keep it close to you, that's in a nutshell. I won't belay the subject. In a nutshell, if you want the benefit of the stone, keep it close to you because the vibration has to be, and you don't make people touch you. People love to you wear your stone, you go about your business, bam, you see a hand just stretch out. You never know the person to write it. Hand stretch out, one hold on to your stone. Don't make them hold on to your stone. Better you take it and wear it on the inside. You know, you wear it on the outside, maybe you want to show the stone, make people see a nice stone. Better to nobody not see it, and you wear it on the inside, and you get the benefit of it. You see me? Because you can know what I'm talking about. You see, you get the benefit of it. So it's a bracelet, earring, ring, you know, must be close to you. That's a really important thing. And don't make nobody touch it. Because after them touch it, you're going to have to cleanse it. You're going to have to cleanse it unless you don't know them. You don't know what evil might be in them heart. You just don't know. People are funny. You have to be careful. And you know that, and this is what's going on in the world now. You have to be careful. You have to protect yourself. Is that it?
Hi, greetings.
Hi.
I have a question. I am
Yes, ma'am.
a goldsmith, and when you were initially speaking about having or wearing a great amount of stones and how it can affect your energy and all of that, it made me think about the fact that in the studio I have multiple gemstones, and they're in close proximity to each other. I'm wondering, does the same principle apply?
Let me show you something. You can see it?
Yes.
Okay, so I am a stone person. I work with stones. Those stones are together. You think them stones going to trouble each other? Oh, they're not troubling each other. But if I was to wear all of them, they would certainly trouble me.
Okay.
You understand? Me just having them here, and I don't keep them. I have them together here because I want to show you guys. But normally I keep them in the other room, and if people come to have a look at them, I show them and things like that. But I don't wear them. You don't see? You see what I have on? I have on two. I have on one called Labradorite. I have on a little cross that I love. Crystal. The crystal magnifies the effect of any stone. So it can be worn with any stone. So what I'm telling you is what I live in. I wear the crystal. You'll never see me with a whole pile of stones. Once when I was younger and I was just starting to collect stones, I did because I didn't know. You know, as you go along and you read and you find out, then I realized, oh, no, that's not the thing, you know? So I don't do that. So you rarely ever see me with more than two stones. But if the other stone is going to normally be not a crystal, but a stone that works well with the main stone I'm wearing. So, yeah. So your stones, Miss Julia, no, your stones not going to bother you as long as you're not wearing them, all of them, you know, which I know you're not.
No.
One more quick, easy question. Gold and silver should be safe to use with any stone.
What's that? But you know, gold, you know, all the metals have their own benefits, right? All the metals have their own benefits. So I mean, I don't have my paper with those, but I mean, every silver have its certain properties. I tend to, you know, go towards silver. I like silver. I like the purity of it and everything. You know, granted, the last gold thing I had, last gold thing I had, a thief came into the shop and tore it off of my neck. I never bought gold again, ever. You know, so that just turned me off gold. But it's not the gold, the metal itself. You know, so I think more it's a personal choice. Some people like copper, you know, because of the benefits of copper. But I mean, there are people who have rings that are wrapped with 3 metals. And I don't think that is anything negative, because I don't, there are no, as far as I know, there are no negative qualities to the metals themselves, except that gold attracts thieves. But apart from that, you know.
I just wanted to speak to that question because I sell crystals as well. So when I researched the different metals, I learned that copper has the highest amplification level. So it can amplify the energy of the crystal, the most. Gold, of course, is the highest, but most of us can't afford gold anymore. And then comes copper, and then comes silver, and then comes brass. So brass amplifies the crystal belief.
Well, I don't use brass. I don't use, but what I do have copper. Because I can't take the clean of the copper. Every second I have to clean copper. But the good thing about copper is it's also good for you. You know, it helps people with arthritis. You know, so copper has a lot of good benefits for the human animal, apart from, you know, being used as a wrapper for stones. So they all have their benefits. Silver does have its benefits, and gold, I think, has its benefits. Brass, I don't really, I haven't really worked with, to be honest.
Thank you so much for sharing the whole knowledge. Can you tell us a little bit more about you, your name, where you are, where's the store? Hold on, 1 minute.
Oh boy. What do you want to know?
They want to know about you, your name, where's your store.
Okay, let me tell you who I am. I'm Colette, right? I know my Jamaican hummingbird group, they call me Bohito, which I like too. But everybody knows me as Colette, right? And I had a shop in Kingston called the Wanderer. I had that shop for over 40 years, for a long time. So, you know, I'm old. So I'm now retired. I'm old, yes. Bohita means elder. So yeah, did I hide that one at all? Because I feel my age so much these days. But I closed my shop, for long story. I sold my house and I moved to Richmond in St. Anne's Bay, and basically retired. But the thing is, yeah, I just couldn't let go of the stones, you know. So I still collect the stones, and I do sell some stones, you know, not on a large scale at all, but I still do, because I love it, because it's part of my Ayurvedic training. You know, it's a part of healing. You know what I'm saying? I used to teach vegetarian cooking, and I did that for about 10 years. And some people still asking me now, Lord, could you do some more classes? No, please do some more. Students still are contacting me saying, you know, I cook this and I know, so I feel good. So that's why I did the Ayurveda. I wanted everything to kind of mesh. That I was doing the stones, which are healing, that I was teaching people a healing way to eat a healing lifestyle. It was called crossing over. And so it's crossing over to a better lifestyle, you know, through vegetarian eating. And then I studied the Ayurveda, which also complements it, because I was doing the massages and all of that, and learning about, you know, how to use the stones and different things. There was so much of the plants that I saw. I studied in India, So so much of the plants that I see out here, that they use as part of the healing for the massage and all of that kind of thing. Then Badap's thing that licked me, man. What the thing name? Not COVID, the one before COVID. Can't remember the name. That thing there, and it messed me up with my hands. I couldn't do the massages anymore. It's over 5-6 years, and I just tried again since I've moved to Richmond. You know, and I did want a woman, and she loved it. It helped her right away. She said, Colette, I wanted to do the series because I had the series. Like if you paid this, then you know, if you paid for 4, you get 5, you get a free one. And me do the series on her, and you know, my hand is kind of feeling messed up again. So I'm not doing no more of the massage for now. I just can't. I couldn't go through another like 5 years or so. I'm not being able to, you know. So I kind of back off. So what I do now is that, I mean, I just the stones and some art. I had a gallery, so I found a gallery in Ocherius, and they've taken some of the art that I had, and they've been doing well with them actually. So I just do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but really the stones I still do. What is it called, the stone lady, and you know, I still am doing the stones, but I don't do it on a big scale. It's like I am retired, you know, basically. So that's me. I have 3 children, 3 big old people. I think the youngest one must be now about 42, a big old man. And yeah, some of you might have known my ex-husband, Neville Garrick. He passed last year. This is very traumatic for all of us. Even though we weren't still married, we were friends, you know, which is, I want to teach my children and my grandchildren that, yeah, grandma and grandpa mightn't be together, but we can be kind to each other, you know. And that was how it was. And I'm glad that at the end, that is how we were. We were friends. So now you know, all you never need for know, you know. So that's me.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. God bless you. God bless you all.
And share. And we give thanks. I will give you this recording to do it as you please.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Even just to show my grandchildren.
Yes. All right. So thank you, Bohito.
Okay. Peace and love. Thank you. Thank you, Kasike. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You have to tune me out, you know, I don't know, you know, I don't